Nezha, with his enduring legacy
Yeah.
of rebellion and self-discovery, becomes a symbol of that desire.
A symbol of that desire.
A reminder that even in the face of these overwhelming challenges,
Right.
we have the power to choose our own path.
Okay, I want to shift gears a bit here.
Okay.
And talk about the visual storytelling in these films.
Yeah, visual storytelling.
We've already touched on the Eastern punk aesthetic in Nezha Reborn.
Right.
But I'm curious about how both films use visuals to convey those deeper themes we've been discussing.
Okay.
Themes of identity, destiny, and the struggle for agency.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Visual storytelling is such a powerful tool, especially in animation,
Right.
where you have so much freedom
Right.
to create these fantastical worlds and characters.
And both of these films really utilize visuals
They do.
to enhance those thematic explorations. Absolutely.
For example, in Devil's Child,
Yeah.
there's this really striking contrast between Nezha's fiery, demonic appearance
Right.
and his playful, even childlike personality.
Yeah, how does that visual dissonance play into those themes of identity and prejudice?
It's a brilliant way
It is.
of visually representing that struggle between appearance and reality.
Right, between the labels that are placed upon us
Right.
and the complexities of our true selves.
Nezha might look like a demon,
He might look like a demon.
but his actions, his relationships, and his inner struggles
Right.
reveal a much more nuanced
Yes.
and sympathetic character.
It's like the film is challenging us
Yeah.
to look beyond those superficial judgments
Right.
and to see the humanity
Yeah.
in those who might appear different
Different.
or even threatening.
And that message is conveyed so effectively through those visual contrasts, those moments where Nezha's demonic appearance
Clashes with his playful nature or his acts of compassion.
And what about Nezha Reborn?
Yeah, Nezha Reborn.
How does that film use visuals
Yeah.
to explore those themes of destiny and the struggle for agency?
One of the most striking visual motifs in Nezha Reborn is the recurring imagery of chains and imprisonment.
Oh, interesting.
The Yunxiang is constantly surrounded
Right.
by these visual reminders of his constrained circumstances, whether it's the literal chains that bind him during his transformation or the metaphorical chains of societal expectations and his own past trauma.
So it's like the film is visually representing those invisible forces that are trying to control him, to dictate his destiny.
To dictate his destiny. I like that.
But at the same time, you also see these contrasting images.
Okay, contrasting images.
Of freedom and rebellion.
Okay, like what?
Like Li Yongxiang riding his motorcycle.
Right.
Through the neon-lit streets of Donghai City.
Yeah.
Or unleashing his fiery powers.
Right.
Against those who try to oppress him.
So it's like a visual tug of war between those forces of constraint and the desire for liberation, for the freedom to forge his own path?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that visual tension, that interplay between those opposing forces is what makes the film so visually dynamic.
Okay.
And thematically compelling.
Okay.
It's a visual representation of that inner struggle, that the Yunxiang. And by extension, Nezha embodies.
I'm really starting to appreciate how these films use visuals, not just to create spectacle, but to deepen those thematic explorations.
Exactly.
And to create a more immersive and impactful viewing experience.
It's not just about what we see.
Right.
It's about what those visuals make us feel.
Right.
And understand.
About the characters and their struggles.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the hallmarks of great filmmaking.
Okay.
Especially in animation.
Yeah.
Where the possibilities for visual storytelling are virtually limitless.
Right.
These films use those possibilities to their full potential.
Okay.
Creating worlds and characters that are both visually stunning and thematically rich.
You know, we've talked a lot about these films
We have.
as individual works.
Right.
But I think it's also important to step back and consider them within the broader context of Chinese cinema and culture.
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
These films aren't just isolated phenomenal.
Right.
They're part of a larger trend in Chinese cinema.
Okay, a larger trend.
That's been reimagining and revitalizing traditional myths and legends.
For modern audiences.
Yeah.
And what do you think is driving this trend?
I think there are a few factors at play.
Okay, what factors?
First, there's a growing sense of national pride in China.
Okay, national pride.
A desire to showcase the richness and depth of Chinese culture and history.
Right, and what better way to do that than through these epic tales that have been passed down through generations?
Right, it's like a way of reclaiming and celebrating that cultural heritage, of showing the world the beauty and power of these ancient stories.
And then there's the fact that these myths and legends are often full of fantastical elements and epic battles, which lend themselves perfectly to the big-budget, visually spectacular filmmaking that's become increasingly popular in China.
It's like the perfect marriage.
It is.
Of cultural heritage and blockbuster entertainment.
And I think these films also tap into a deeper longing. A desire to find meaning and purpose in a world that's rapidly changing and increasingly complex.
Exactly.
So it's not just about spectacle and entertainment. It's about searching for something more. Something that connects us to our past. Yeah. And gives us hope for the future.
That's beautifully put.
Thank you.
And I think Nezha, with his enduring legacy of rebellion, self-discovery, and unwavering pursuit of justice, embodies that search for meaning and purpose.
Okay.
He's a hero who transcends time and speaks to the challenges and aspirations of each generation.
Okay, so we've explored the origins of the Nezha myth, delved into his modern reinterpretations, and considered the broader implications for how we engage with these ancient stories in the 21st century.
Yeah, 21st century, that's right.
But before we wrap up, I want to pose a final question to our listeners.
If Nezha can be continuously reinterpreted to fit modern contexts and concerns, what other mythological figures deserve that same treatment?
What other ancient tales are just waiting to be dusted off, reimagined for a new generation?
Maybe it's a hero from your own culture, a story you loved as a child, or a figure whose struggles resonate with the challenges we face today.
Take a moment to consider which myth or legend you would like to see given a contemporary twist.
What themes would you explore?
Oh, that's a good question.
What challenges would your hero face? And how would their story reflect the complexities and nuances of our time? Because ultimately, that's the power of myth.
It is.
To adapt, to evolve, and to continue inspiring us.
Inspiring us,
long after the original storytellers are gone.